Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and man, I want to give you all my first impressions for the brand new Warriors of the Sky update that is now live, because there's so much extra stuff added in, and I want to cover all of it. There's tons of new events. There's the event battle, there's the new Shield Academy, there's something else called Agents Assemble, but that has some issues. So I want to cover all of that, plus give you my thoughts and give you some tips as well for who to use like a tier 2 selector on, who to maybe use crystals or a mega rank up ticket on. But first, I want to cover something in the community, because it's important to maintain proper communication with you guys, but also to cover things when they sort of go into the realm of like incorrect information, misinformation, things like that, he said, she said type stuff. So I posted, just to get you guys caught up here, I posted about 18 hours ago on the community tab of my YouTube page. I also posted this on Twitter at the same time. And I basically just screenshotted some of the patch note information about Cosmic Cube Fragment drop rate being increased. Now, from what I've seen and from what players have told me on Twitch chat, from their experiences playing for the last few hours, they're not getting more Cosmic Cube Fragment drops individually. Like, they're not seeing 5 out of 5 world bosses dropping Cosmic Cube Fragments. So it's not the frequency of Cosmic Cube Fragment drops that are increasing, but it's the amount of Cosmic Cube Fragments that you get when it does drop. So you might still play World Boss and get 0 out of 5 CCF for the day, but when the CCF does drop, you'll get more. So rather than getting 10, you might get 20 or 30. I saw 25 and 27. That was my experience playing 3. I got 1-0, 125, 127, which is a lot. So that is apparently what has been multiplied by 1.5. In addition to the CCF thing, I also talked about the World Boss Striker change, because they said in the patch notes that they are considering, they're thinking about changing the World Boss Strikers. And so I said, you know, I was just reiterating what the patch notes said, and then I said, I'm curious. Now, I don't know why, but some players, some members of the community took this to mean that I want them really badly. I'm dying for Marvel Future Fight to change the World Boss Strikers back to the way that they were before, when it was all heavy RNG and you didn't know what skill the Strikers were going to do. Sometimes Weapon Hex would do the 4th skill and that was great, but sometimes she would do 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 and it would be garbage. And I don't want to go down and scroll through the comments and show you guys which one, but there's a couple of comments in particular that have like 100 likes or 200 likes with just like really like insane messages that make absolutely no sense. You know, being really rude to me, calling me names like fuck you, fuck off, all this stuff, saying that I hate free-to-play players or something like that. I called them pussies. No, I made a joke. I called people on Reddit pussies, and I pretty frequently make jokes about people on Reddit if you watch my YouTube videos. So I'm kind of left to wonder who these people are, because they're on my YouTube channel. They're presumably subscribed because they're getting access and they're seeing these community posts, which not every player sees. Let's be honest. We got, you know, 125 subs, 25,000 subs, but we only have 500 likes on the community post. So I don't think that many players are seeing this. Maybe a handful, a few thousand. But so these players, these people are subscribed, they're checking out the community, but then they don't know my videos well enough to know that I frequently make jokes about people on Reddit, and 2, they don't know me well enough to know that I don't hate free-to-play players. It's kind of weird. It's like, why are you here? That's really the question that I have to ask those people. Why did you subscribe? Why are you watching my videos? Just go away if you really hate me that much, if you really dislike me, or if you just have no clue who I am because you clearly don't pay attention. To think that I would say that all free-to-play players are pussies, or to think that I would, you know, be desperate for them to change the World Boss Strikers back to the way they were before, just shows that you're obviously an idiot. So yeah, it honestly does bother me, and you might think that I should just let the haters hate and I should just try to ignore them. But you know, when you see a comment that has 100 or 200 likes, obviously it's more than just a couple of haters, a couple of salty boys. So I wanted to convey that message. You know, if you really dislike me, just don't watch me. Just unsubscribe and leave. And if you're just confused, then maybe ask for clarification. Maybe ask me a question like, hey, Alex, did you say this? Rather than jumping to conclusions, swearing at me, being rude, and all this stuff. Because I really wasn't rude to you, unless you are Reddit boy. And then, yeah, you are a massive pussy. So, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so I wanted to cover that because I hate misinformation. I hate misinformation about what I've said. And also because, you know, hundreds of people have agreed with these ideas. So I wanted to cover that to either get them to F off and leave, or to just, you know, convey the right idea to them so that they do understand what's going on. Secondly, as far as the World Boss Striker change goes, we don't know what Marvel Future Fight is going to do, so we shouldn't jump to conclusions about whether it's going to be a good change or a bad change. But just in case you don't know my stance on it and you want to know, I'll be really honest. I don't want them to change the Strikers back to the way that they were. I do not think they should go back to the old way where the RNG was present. I know I may have said that when the Striker change first happened, but people's opinions can change over time, and it's something that if you're a child, you don't understand, but as an adult, you will come to learn and come to understand that people can change their opinions, especially after repeatedly trying something new. Do I think World Boss is too easy? Yes, it's definitely too easy. Do I think that that's a bad thing? Yes and no. It's bad for some players and it's good for, or it's neutral for other players. It's not the same for every player. It's not black and white. Do I think the old Strikers were better? No. Do I think the new Strikers are perfect? No. I think there's something in the middle for everyone that can make everyone happy, that can make the game challenging, but that can also remove the Striker RNG. And also, to top it off, I don't want players who invested in Strikers like Anti-Venom, Weapon Hex, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Rachel Summers, Scarlet Witch, and tons of others. I don't want their investments to be destroyed if Marvel Future Fight goes back to the old Striker changes. So I'll say that. Also, if you read the text again, which I should have done before I posted this, I guess, they actually don't even talk about the Strikers so much as they talk about the co-op skill balance. So if you look up on YouTube, you can find videos of Star Agents and other players, Forgo Nation, for example, clearing stages, Cull Obsidian, Thanos in particular, very fast. Forgo has a video. He had one from before, but he has one more recently as well, I think, or maybe it's from a long time ago. Anyways, he cleared like stage 50 Thanos in 5 seconds, like 8 seconds, because he comboed the Strikers with the co-op skill specifically to like just do massive damage to Thanos. And I've also had someone, Commander 13, I think, or Commander 12. Sorry, I just kicked my light stand. But anyways, I've had someone on line chat messaging me and sending me videos of Cable doing the same thing to different world bosses. Again, stage 50, stage 60, literally erasing the HP of the boss. All 20 bars go down instantaneously in like 5 seconds. So that might be the problem that the Marvel Future Fight devs are referring to when they talk about the co-op skill balance to improve World Boss. They might not be changing the Strikers at all, so this might be a whole overreaction. So on top of the fact that I didn't call any free-to-play players anything nasty, and on top of the fact that I haven't said anything recently about wanting the Strikers, recently being like the last few months, by the way, I haven't said anything in the last few months about wanting to change the Strikers back to the way they were. It really does hurt me, but it's also extremely bizarre to see literally hundreds, possibly hundreds of players agreeing with negative comments about me, swearing at me, calling me an idiot, calling me this, calling me that, and then on top of that, making these false accusations, like I'm over here saying like hashtag old Strikers or some shit like that. I literally haven't mentioned the Strikers in months. I make jokes here and there on videos that it's too easy, but it is too easy. Anyone will tell you that. It's not necessarily a bad thing that it's too easy, but it is too easy, whether you like it or not. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that. I think it's really important. And also, I just had to get it off my chest, so thanks for the therapy. Anyways, guys, moving on to the update, because that's what everyone is actually watching the video for, on top of this sort of mini community drama. Lots of stuff to cover. First of all, I want to cover the Agents Assemble guide, or the event guide thing, because it's been disabled, so I think a lot of people are going to be confused about it. So when you first logged into the game, you actually saw it on the rotating banner. It was one of these that I'm flipping through now: Crescent, Captain America, the Sky Kieran. What do we got here? The Marvel Future Fight page. Don't subscribe to them, subscribe to me. And then this stuff here. It was originally there, but it's been taken down. So I'll show you guys what it is now. It was an event, a really cool event, where you could, every player that was playing the game now, that was regularly logging in, would be automatically given an invitation code. And if you've ever played another game, like Fortnite or any of these popular games, usually they have invitation codes where you can invite someone to play, and if they use your invitation code to like download the game or to make an account, you will get some reward and they will get some reward. It's like a mutually beneficial thing, so that the game can attract more players and so that the existing players can get some free stuff. So it's a win-win for everyone. And so Marvel Future Fight was thought of this amazing idea to do this. And so players that would invite someone to play were given like crazy rewards. Like if you got someone to play, and you got someone to do these do these tasks here, you would get, so existing players like you and me, we would get a bunch of tier 3 materials and 1,000 crystals, which is insanely good. And what's even better is for the new / returning players. So it doesn't even have to be a brand new account. It can be a returning account as long as they haven't played in the last 2 weeks. They get a tier 2 Luna Snow, mega rank up ticket, 1,000 crystals, and mega tier 2. This is bonkers. This is really, really good rewards for returning / new players. So this is a really awesome event, but we can't participate in it right now. I don't know exactly what happened, but it says right here, they patched it a few hours ago. They identified an error with the event, and after discussing the matter internally, they decided to close the event and reopen it later in order to make the event smooth. And then they apologize, and they're going to do their best to ensure a stable event via further review and testing. So that's the issue so far. We can't get the event back right now. There's no point in advertising or telling players to use your invitation code because probably it won't work. They've probably disabled it. Additionally, I just want to give players a quick piece of advice. Spamming your invitation link on Discord, like in Discord chats or on Facebook groups for Marvel Future Fight, or let's say on the Reddit for Facebook, or even in the chat, probably doesn't make any sense because you're going to be spamming it to players who are already playing the game, so they're not going to be able to use your invite code. So you're going to have to do a little bit more legwork and try to find players somewhere else. If you're part of other communities, let's say you play multiple Marvel games, maybe hit up some of your friends that play Contest of Champions or Strike Force and say, hey, do you mind like trying Marvel Future Fight again for a few days and use my invitation code, and I'll get a bunch of good rewards and you will too. And then if you like the game, you can keep playing and you can keep the rewards, or even if you don't like the game, you'll still get to keep the rewards. And if you want to come back to your account later, you'll have all these extra rewards, like a mega tier 2 ticket, a mega rank up ticket, and a tier 2 Luna Snow is basically 2 maxed out tier 2 characters automatically. And the mega rank up mega tier 2 is basically any character you choose. So it's a really powerful buff on top of 1,000 crystals. It's actually crazy for new / returning players. And so yeah, you just have to kind of do that work, but don't do it now. Wait for the the Agents Assemble event to come back. Okay. Now that we've covered the drama and we've covered the Agents Assemble event, kind of drama, cancellation, bring up and then cancellation, let's cover everything else. So we've got the 4 new characters: War Tiger, Sunbird, Shadow Shell, and Blue Dragon. What I wanted to show you guys today was Blue Dragon trying to get to tier 2 from a 6-star level 1 version with crystals, because I think a lot of players are going to be asking and thinking whether they should use a mega tier 2 ticket on Blue Dragon when she's 1-star like this right here. Now the other option for a lot of players is to use it on Sunbird, because Sunbird is the other premium character that you can't get easily. You're going to get War Tiger easily, you're going to get Shadow Shell super easily, but Sunbird and Blue Dragon are the expensive ones. I personally think that it might be better to use the mega tier 2 ticket on Sunbird, because the mega tier 2, or save it, because the mega tier 2 ticket, it's not really farmable. You can only farm mega tier 2 tickets if you farm crystals, but you can always farm crystals, and you get them from logging in and stuff, to get Blue Dragon. So Blue Dragon is technically much easier to get than Sunbird. Same thing goes if you have them both at 1 star and you're asking the question, should I get Blue Dragon to 6 stars or should I get Sunbird to 6 stars? Getting Blue Dragon to 6 stars is going to give you a decent tier 1 character. She might be a good striker. I haven't tested it yet for World Boss because of 2 and 5 lightning resistance down skills for like Thor and stuff like that. But you're really going to get her to 6 stars for the Shadowland clear, and then for the leadership. So she gives a 65% buff to the other Warriors of the Sky. On the other hand, if you get Sunbird to 6 stars, he's going to give you the revive because it's his 4-star passive, and he's also going to give you access to the event mode, which is going to allow you to play through all 4 of these for the next 13 days. I personally think that Sunbird is a little bit more worth it to have at tier 1, 6 stars than Blue Dragon. And also, again, it's easier to farm up 2,500 crystals and buy a 6-star Blue Dragon than it is to get a mega rank up ticket. I mean, a mega rank up ticket is only 100 crystals more than that. It's 2,600, but you have to wait for it to come up in the store. So it's technically a lot more farmable than a mega tier 2 ticket is, but I just wanted to make that sort of differentiation. Technically, crystals are easier to farm, or they're more available to farm than tickets, because you're going to have to trade your crystals in for tickets anyways. And in the case of the mega tier 2 ticket, you actually have to save 8,000 crystals, which can take months in some cases. So it's much rarer. So in my opinion, I would say save your tickets, use your crystals. But If you're talking about tier 1, I think Sunbird is better because of the event battle, whereas Blue Dragon doesn't get that event battle strategy. And then you can always also save Blue Dragon and wait to buy her for Black Friday, because Black Friday 2020 she'll be discounted like all of the other crystal characters are. And you could also wait to buy Blue Dragon when there is a crystal spending event. So that's another tip I have for you guys versus as far as Blue Dragon goes. Now, I don't know how good she is. I'm just talking about the sort of efficiency of using crystals versus using tickets on these characters. Whether you want them or not is really something you're going to have to make up your mind about, or wait to see more content on them on the main accounts, like on my main account and other Star Agents main accounts. Also, quick little notice about these sales here. The Warriors of the Skybox, hilarious name by the way. Decent packs. I think they're okay for the cost, but there is some gambling involved, some RNG. However, the Potential Awakening packs 1 and 2, not good. Marvel Future Fight, listen, marketing team, you guys can do way better than this. This is not good enough. You're introducing a brand new, currency for us, and right now it's only usable for 4 characters. You want to push this on players. You want to be more generous at the beginning, not more greedy when it comes to stuff like this if you want us to keep buying it in the future. That's sort of the mentality. You want to hook players in with something nice. So this should cost like half. This should be like $20. Give us something really good to start, and then maybe players will consider spending. But right now, this is just way too expensive. You're not getting a lot of tier 3 materials. Like, who are we kidding? 100 Titan component packs? That's not a lot. And 1,000 crystals for $40? Like, no one is going to buy this. You're kidding yourselves. So this should literally be half the cost, and so should this. Yeah, so do not buy this. It's really bad. Also, in the event shop, by the way, the event shop is open for you to spend your pre-update tokens. I've already purchased it, but you can purchase tier 3 Titan component packs. So I strongly recommend purchasing Titan component packs and then using the rest of your tokens to buy hidden tickets. Those are the 2 best rewards. And then I would say the energy and then maybe the clear tickets if you're desperate, but I would skip the gear up kits. I would skip War Tiger and I would skip Shadow Shell because you get 630 Shadow Shell bios from the Shield Academy. I've already collected some of them, but you'll get more later, I promise. Just play through all of the different quests. And then War Tiger, you can use your tier 2 selector on. As far as the tier 2 selector goes, you can definitely use it on Shadow Shell, but like I said, you get a 6-star Shadow Shell from the Shield Academy, so you can probably use it on War Tiger and get him automatically to tier 2. And you're going to need to have them all at tier 2 anyways, I think, for the for the different awakening skills. So even if you're only planning on awakening one of the characters, you're going to need them all, ranked up in some way in order to do that. Other candidates, other really good candidates for the tier 2 selector, you can just look at any biometric selector and go based on what the available characters are. But I've said it before, I mean, Shadow Shell is great, War Tiger is great, Gorilla Man is good, Swordmaster is good, Dr. Voodoo is great. He's also really good at 6 stars if you're just going to use him for a leadership, so consider that. Hydro Man is good, Molten Man is great, great character, villain, striker for world boss as well. Korath is okay, Minerva's pretty good, better with her uniform. Human Torch is good, but he's farmable. Morgan Le Fay is great. Iron Hammer is great. Great leadership, great for new players, and also striker bonus. Goliath is okay, some striker, but has to be on hit. Good leadership. And then the only other characters I would consider for the tier 2 selector, if you don't have them already, would be like Shuri and Coulson, because they're not farmable now. I mean, they're farmable through bio selectors, but it's the same as the tier 2 selector, and you need them for the tier 2 passive anyways, for the buffs, for like world boss and stuff like that. So I would consider Shuri and Coulson, but you should already probably have them if you're like been playing for a while. But yeah, that really depends. So now let's get down to the good stuff, the gambling, the crystals. So we're gonna be popping crystals on Blue Dragon here. It's $12.50 for each 160 of her bios for her gears. So we're gonna buy 2. And we're going to hope that this is enough. So this is 320 biometrics. I'm hoping this is enough to get her gears to 20. And then I will use a tier 2 ticket on her. So this would be quite a bit cheaper than using... Why am I doing this? This would be quite a bit cheaper than using a mega tier 2 ticket, because this way I'm only spending 2,500 crystals versus spending a minimum of 4,000 for the mega tier 2. And you have to actually have spent 8,000. But anyways, so yeah, let's get her to level 60 first. There we go. About 19, or sorry, I did 1980. You can actually do like 1890. I used too many. We're going to upgrade the gears now. You're going to be able to see that it actually goes... the 1 to 15 is the same speed. It's all in one shot. But then the 15 to 20 actually happens a lot faster. But basically, You are playing with fire here. You are gambling here. On average, I estimate 350 bios for all 4 gears, so I am hoping to get lucky. If I don't, I'm going to have to spend another 1,250 crystals, but it's still only 3,750, which is still a little bit less than the Mega Rank Up ticket's 4,100 crystal value, but you do save all of the gold, gear up kits, and dimension debris. But you do get a little bit of that back from the regular purchases. So it's a bit wishy-washy, but also Black Friday. Remember that, guys. Everything is discounted for Black Friday. So instead of being $12.50 these crystal packs, they would be, I believe, $8.75. So you do save some crystals there. So yeah, if it turns out that Blue Dragon is not amazing and not like pressing, you could just get her to 6 stars, wait for Black Friday, and then for like 2,400 crystals guaranteed, you'll be able to tier 2 her, which is quite cheap. It's basically like 2 Mega Rank Up tickets worth. 1 now to get her to 6 stars for leadership, 1 later converted to crystals to get her to tier 2. Hopefully all of that made sense. Let's get to gambling. Let's see how many this takes. 1. It's much faster now. 1, 1, 14. I thought it was 1 again. 17. Okay, under 20. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. 24 is really bad. We need to get lucky. We definitely need to get lucky. So we just spent 100, 200, 140 bios. So yeah, if that happens again, we're obviously screwed. So we need to get like supremely lucky here. 3, 1. Put on your tinfoil hats and start, you know, conspiracy theoring that the automatic max upgrades uses more bios. Yeah, this is not gonna happen. I got screwed. I didn't get screwed, I just didn't get lucky. 3, 1? No, yeah, this is over. Yeah, not even 4 gears. Not even 3 gears, jeez. Okay, yeah, so that was 320 bios. We got dunked. To be honest, we might not even make it with the next one. We should make it with the next one, but we might not. So you might have to purchase a 4th one. I've never had to purchase a 4th one before, but that was 3. So that was 3,750 bios. So this is more what you would expect on average, but you could get lucky and get it for 2,500. That is a possibility. I'm not saying you should spend these crystals for Blue Dragon. I'm just saying if you really want the character. I value the tickets a little bit more than I value the crystals because you can always grind crystals if there's crystal login events. There's no Mega Tier 2 login events. Not for us. For new players, maybe. Okay, now we're getting lucky. Of course. Now we get lucky. If we had gotten that on the last 2 gears, we might have actually ended up with it. So in total, we ended up spending 40. So wow, we ended up spending 400 bios. Is it? Maybe 420 bios? 420 bios? Giggity. That's not a really giggity thing. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. So now we're going to use a tier... What? No. Are her gears not 20? Oh, her mastery. Oh my god. I almost made the most horrible decision of my life. Could you imagine if I had made that mistake? That would have been awful. Now you just use a regular tier 2 ticket. There you go. You get one of these once per month. Not a huge cost. There we go. And we got Thunder Scale. So she is unlocked at tier 2. She gets a pretty low bump from tier 1 to tier 2, I have to say. Energy attack 5,000 is not that high. HP 4,000 is not that high either. So her base stats are a little low for a blast type character. 20,000 is a bit sus. But yeah, that's Blue Dragon. That's one way of getting her to tier 2. So with that being said, let me know who you guys are going to be using your tier 2 selector on. I know it's a pretty tough call. If you want to know what I did, I used the 6-star selector that I purchased for $1 from the dollar shop like a month ago or 3 weeks ago. I used the 6-star selector on Shadow Shell, and then I used the bios from the Shield Academy and some bios I had laying around because I didn't want to finish the Shield Academy stuff to get her to tier 2. Then I used the tier 2 selector on War Tiger. That is actually what I ended up doing because you get so many bios from the Shield Academy for Shadow Shell. You don't actually have to use the tier 2 selector on her, but you can only really do that for War Tiger if you already have, you know, Shuri, Coulson, Dr. Voodoo, Morgan Le Fay, Iron Hammer. Those characters are better for newer players than War Tiger is. I think I called him Warhammer. Warhammer is a pretty cool name as well. Anybody? Miniature figurines, 30K. Space Marines. Anyways, and then finally the tips about Sunbird and Blue Dragon. As far as the rest of the game goes, I mean, I haven't really covered Crescent yet, but there's been quite a few other quality of life changes. Apparently the world boss coloration is gone. The Shadowland organization is back to the way that it was. It still organizes characters based on when they were released in the game. So you have like these crappy characters at the beginning, but now they do put your tier 3 characters first. So they sort of changed it in the right way, but not really. And then we got the, you know, red candy being dropped in world boss and things like that. And then we got the Sunbird event battle, which is a little bit different. There's some new stages, there's some new teams that you fight, but it's still, you know, the very, very simplistic version where it's just like 3 simple fights and you just autoplay it after you've beaten it once. So yeah, with that being said, I'm probably still missing some pretty important things that have been revealed or sort of found out through the first day of the update. So let me know down below in the comments if I missed anything. I probably did. One bug that I've noticed, there's probably quite a few bugs and you guys are going to tell me about it, but one bug that I did notice is that there's actually 2 bugs I want to mention. The first one is Epic Quest Deluxe packs. It's happening to me again. The game thinks that you haven't purchased the deluxe packs when you have. This is a really weird bug. You have to just basically restart your game. I hope that Marvel Future Fight fixes this ASAP because it's mega scary. The other bug, and so I've experienced that bug twice now. The other bug is dimension missions. Every time you restart your game, like just a regular restart, just close the app and open it up again, and you go into dimension missions, it triggers the tutorial for the dimension mission again. If you're on Android, you can just use the back button to skip the tutorial, but unfortunately for Apple, I'm not sure how you skip the tutorial because there's no back button on Apple. So maybe someone on Apple can mention it in the comments and say what you do to skip it, because it's mad annoying to go through that stupid tutorial every single time. And if you don't want to play Dimension Mission, if you just want to go in and go to the support shop, you got to figure out a way around it. So with that being said, a few annoying bugs, a lot of other bugs fixed, Agents Assemble thing, community drama, and then the 4 Warriors of the Sky and Sharon Rogers. This is the first update in how many months, how many years where we only had 1 uniform to purchase. A 1 uniform update. And don't make the joke about the holiday Deadpool Gwenpool uniform update being only 1 to purchase. Haha. But seriously, think about it. How many times have we said Marvel Future Fight just released an update with 1 uniform and that's it? Damn. Pretty cool. Anyways, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.